I think what we're talking about is a theological question, mainly, though it's never really referred to as a theological question, because I'm trying to figure out exactly how the Antichrist could take Christianity so easily and so forcefully. Obviously, I don't really have any bone in that fight. But I mean, what we're talking about is the reversal of the Beatitudes from the state level. Instead of giving unto Caesar to make Caesar a type of idol, so it's idolatry. It is the reversal of the Beatitudes. It is everything that you would expect the Antichrist to proffer, whether it is material wealth, capital, the growth of exploitation of capital at the expense of the exploited, at the expense of the natural world of creation, etc. The hatred of God's children and the hatred of the vulnerable and anybody who's produced as vulnerable or different um, or weak or historically targeted, the persecuted. All of what we might call the early Christianity was about has been turned on its head and taken over by these specific type of people who are interested in replacing or gutting, not really kind of beating down Christianity from the outside, but gutting it in from the inside and replacing it with a statocentric, statolatry, a love of an idol worship of the state itself, and of capital, and of racism, and of the idolatry specific to white supremacy, which is the belief in the superiority, the godliness and godlikeness of a specific race, which also ties on to other, obviously, genocidal properties and earth destructive traditions. So, I mean, sometimes we think about how the West was won, obviously not in settler means, but like how the West was taken over by neo-Nazism. But also it is how was Christianity won or sucker punched out of existence. Again, Christianity, especially for somebody like me that is not really, I have no bone in that fight. I'm sure that's the wrong phrase. But I do find it curious that of all the theological questions that could be asked, um, people are talking about whether gender affirming care is Christian, rather than the gutting, stripping, remodeling, and expansion into a real estate mogul's dream that the shell of Christianity has now been reduced to. So, yeah.